everyone. Hello everyone. This is Joy Ariokot. It's yet again another day. It's yet again another week. I believe the Lord has been good to you. I believe His working has been seen in your life. I also believe that you've been able to notice the small things that He does that reminds you of His presence with you, that reminds Him of His sovereignty in your life. Yeah. As I told you at the start, these videos are majorly about sharing life experiences, my journey, and the evidence of the presence of the Lord in my life, how He has carried me through all this time until now. He has been a faithful God. He has been a good God. Today, I would like to share something. It actually happened like a week ago. I was randomly seated somewhere with my little boy, and then we got into a mood of singing, and there is this Western song that had got my caught my attention, and I kind of liked how it sounded. We began singing, but then the words and the content of that song, actually it was like this, that if I don't pray, then Satan would mess up with me. And we repeated that. I actually even recorded an audio of that song and posted it on my status. Then a very respectable man of God saw it, and he went into my DM and he was like, Joy, this thing that you're singing, what if there comes a day where you're not able to pray like you used to, like you're supposed to? How are you going to survive it if what you're singing out happens? Because here you're saying that if you do not pray, Satan will mess up with you. How about those days when you feel, you cannot pray and you're not able to pray as much as you would want to, but yet the grace of the Lord and His evident presence still carry you through? Then it was like, I don't think you should be making such strong confessions, because Satan can get you on with that. So when he said that, it struck to my spirit, and I realized that the song was nice, right? The sound was okay, right? But then the words were limiting. And I know, as a believer, as someone that has walked with God, it's not 100% every day. There are days when you're weak. There are days when you're not in position to pray as you should. And on those days, is it a guarantee that Satan should mess up with you? I believe no. So as I started thinking about it. The song was really sweet in my mouth, and I wanted to keep singing it. But every time, they played it around, I wanted to sing it, but then I held myself back and I was like, this cannot be my confession. Satan cannot mess up with me any day, any time. But then I think I planted already a seed of something like that. So in the coming week, which is like a Monday of the next week, after singing that song and enjoying it, certain things began happening. I run an online business where I sell both children's and adults clothes. So I place orders to a businessman that I literally trust, and I've dealt with him several times, and he has not really disappointed in all those occasions. So I chat him up on WhatsApp. I send him money for the order that I needed the next day around 2, and we concluded everything. He was supposed to wake up a bit early than usual the next day to get for me that particular shoe so that I would give the client in time. But all of a sudden, it rained that day. And then, during that very time, the guy could not now communicate well. Like, he was not putting the shoe in the bus, he was not communicating well. I really got so emotional, and I even ended up texting him things that I shouldn't have said, because I felt like he really owed me much, because we had talked about it the previous day. And in that period of time, my prayer was a bit down. Like, I can honestly say that I did not really have the zeal to like spend time speaking in tongues or praying, or or even reading my Bible like I usually do on a daily. I could not do that. And then the next day after that guy failed to send me my shoes and even failed to refund me my money, something else happened. I got an order for a dress. The client sent in full payment. I actually even sent money to Kampala, like to order for it. Um, the dresses were sent. Actually, they were sent. But on arrival, the dress was too small. I wanted a size 2XL, but they brought a size large, which couldn't literally fit me. I am not that big, but that size could not fit me. It actually could fit a really more tiny person than me. And then I started wondering, I'm like, what's going on around me? Because every time something happens around me, like I have to go back and do an audit. I'm like, what could have triggered this? What is the cause of this? Where did I go wrong? What is the Lord saying about this? And then as I kept thinking about it, kept wondering what really went wrong, and purposely refusing to get annoyed and sad about it, then something struck me. The Lord reminded me. He was like, do you know that, you know, you've not been spending time with me like you usually do? And then you sang that song that if you do not pray, then Satan will mess up with you. Do you remember that? Then I started remembering, like my memory, like came to my memory, and like, yeah, I did. Then the Lord was like, it's not really about what you do. It's not every day about what you do, how you spend time with me. Actually, the things that I've given you because I love you. It's not like you have to work for it to get this, you have to work for it to get here. It is not like that. Then he started reminding me about instances where it was purely the grace of God that carried me. There were things that I was going through, and how I overcame them were just purely the grace of God. Not because I had done something, not because I had prayed a certain kind of prayer, but I literally knew that this is happening because of the grace of the Lord upon me, not because I have prayed or worked. And this brings me to a place that it is really not about what I can do or what I have done. The Lord that I know has loved me, and He has loved you. You are just supposed to embrace that love, position yourself in a place where you're able to receive it. I know that prayer helps us to be in a place of expectancy, to be in a place where we can easily receive from the Lord. Unlike when you're not estranged, you're not spending time in the Word, you're not praying. But then it doesn't mean that it is just because of our prayer that the Lord will do certain things. No. There are times when the Lord will deliberately cover us from things that He shouldn't have, from things that we are guilty of, from things that we have failed on. He just deliberately cover us with His glory, with His love, and we end up conquering. So what am I trying to say? All I want us to know is that we should embrace the love, the grace that the Lord has freely given us. That even on the days when we feel like we cannot pray, we should know that the Lord is with us. All we need to do is to pray to Him to give us the strength to continuously draw from Him. Because if we are connected to Him every single day, even some of these things that happened around us will not happen, because then we are connected to the source. Actually, we'll even get knowledge on things much earlier before they happen, because we are connected to the Lord. I was questioning myself and I was like, God, why is this happening? Why now? Why is this happening? Then I felt a grief in my heart and I was like, if I was connected to the Lord, this wouldn't have happened. If I was keen to pay attention to His communication, this wouldn't have happened. But I wasn't. All this happened, but still I know that the grace of the Lord is sufficient, that His glory is over me, that He will do things that I don't deserve. In the times when I don't deserve the most, He will do them because He loves me and because He has called me into a life of grace. I think this is just majorly all that I wanted to share with you. Let's continue to know that the grace of the Lord is sufficient. Let's continue to rely on Him. Let's continue to allow Him teach us. Let's continue to draw from Him life, because He is the fountain of life. Yeah, I think that is all that I have for you today. I believe that someone somewhere has been blessed. I believe that someone somewhere has been encouraged with what I've just shared here. I still remain Arioko Joy from Uganda. Stay blessed and enjoy the love of God.